this is Danielle and I am back with my week 5 of Project Life. So as usual, I have all of my photos printed and my cards ready to go, and I'm just getting them organized and how I want them to look on my layout this week. So I'm using my One Little Bird week 5 title card like I've done every other week, and this week I've pulled it into Photoshop Elements and I colored it yellow, and I used the same yellow that was in that striped card that's yellow and white. So I will link below to most of the products that I've used this week, but if you have questions about anything I used or where I got it, feel free to just ask. All right, now that I have everything where I want it and I'm pretty happy with the placement of everything, I'm just pulling in one card at a time to work on it. And as usual, I'm starting with my title card. So I'm just using this Dear Lizzie date stamp to get the dates put on here. The ink that I chose to use this week is from Hero Arts and it's called Soft Granite. And nothing complicated or exciting about this title card. I'm just have the week we're in and the dates that we're in this week. So this next card that I am pulling out, I used a Tracy Larson template to make this. But the photo paper, I mean, it's white, but it's kind of an off-white, and I wanted it to be crisp white. So what I did was I printed out that photo on photo paper, and then in Photoshop Elements, I turned the little photo layers off, and then I printed it again on just cardstock. So now I'm taking these Simple Story templates. They come in 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, 3x4, and 4x6. And I'm just using these to mark out where a 4x6 spot would be. And I'm putting my little photos on there so I can see what it will look like. And then I just take a pencil and kind of trace around that 4x6 plastic piece to see where my cut lines are. I'm going to be doing a 3x4 one later on in this layout, so I'm just getting that marked out as well. And then I'm just going to take my trimmer and cut on those little lines and get it trimmed out. So this is something that I tend to do a lot. I'm sure there's an easier way to get this whole thing accomplished, but this works for me and I don't have to think too much about it. So every week when I cut out my title card, this is how I do it. I just take that 4x6 plastic piece and I lay it on there and I mark out where I'm going to cut it. So once I have that cut out, now I can take those little square photos and I can place them on there. So it basically looks what originally printed out from my photo printer, but that background is nice and white, how I want it to be. So now I'm just going to work on these 3x4 cards that are above this photo. This yellow and white striped card, I just put a yellow chipboard heart that I got from Studio Calico on that. I probably say it every week, but I absolutely love just a simple, pretty card with just a simple embellishment on it. It's just my favorite thing. I just think it looks, I just really like it. So I obviously happy with that card. And then this next card, I'm going to layer these two squares. So the blue square I just cut from another 3x4 card that came in this set that I'm using. From One Little Bird, and then I put the smaller white square on it, and then I'm going to write focus, which is my one little word for this year. And I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before, but I like to kind of scatter throughout the year my one little word in Project Life. I just like to have that kind of pop up every now and again. All right, this is a photo that I snapped of my daughter trying to eat dinner one night. She wasn't doing a very good job. And actually this week, she's just not eating very well and kind of gives me anxiety. But I printed this out a little smaller so that there was that thick white border around the photo. And then I just wrote underneath it, sometimes eating is tough. And then I'm gonna just take my pen and draw a line around the photo. And I really like this look. It's clean and it's simple, but it's not boring. And so I like to do that. All right, so I have been waiting for an opportunity to use a tag as a 3x4 card in Project Life. I got these tags, they're from Ali Edwards. shop on her website, but they're big. They're 3 inches across. So I just cut it at 4 inches and it was a card. And I'm just writing on here how it's London's job to put the eggs away when we get home from grocery shopping. She transfers them from the carton to the little egg holder and she loves doing it and it's super cute to watch her. So that's what I put on that. All right, now I'm going to take this card and do the same exact steps that I did earlier where I just printed out my photo on photo paper and then turned that photo layer off in Photoshop Elements and printed it out again on cardstock. So I'm just getting this photo cut out so that I can then tape it onto the card. And those circle of words say best part of today just over and over again. And that is a digital brush from Ali Edwards. I got that from her shop. And then I'm going to take out my last card. It says my heart beats for, and I wrote in time with her. It's just, this is a photo of me and my daughter reading books on the couch. And then I take all of these cards and take them to my sewing machine to get some stitching put on them like I have been doing every week. And now I'm just laying them all back down so I can have one final look at them and make sure everything's where I want it and I don't need to add anything else to my week. And then I'm just going to put everything into the page protector. So that card, well, I shouldn't really call it a card, but this piece right here is an Ali Edwards brush. I got it from Designer Digitals back when she was working with them. And it's delicate. You have to be careful when you put it in there. But I just took that digital brush and I pulled it into my my silhouette program and traced it and then cut it out. And I really like to do that. It's super delicate, so it adds a little bit of a different texture, and it's see-through, so that's obviously going to add another element. And I just like doing those from time to time. I really like the way they look. So my last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add this tab to this half sheet. And I really like to do this when I have an insert on my layout. I don't always do it, but a lot of the times I do, especially when I use this insert that looks like a half of a design A, just because a lot of times as you're flipping through the book with this particular insert, sometimes you miss that it's even there and you'll flip right through it. So adding this tab on the edge will draw some attention to that. A lot of times when I use these tabs, I will also pair them with this stamp set from Ali Edwards, and I got this from Technique Tuesday. It's called just Awesome Tabs. And it just has a bunch of little phrases on it, but they're the perfect size to fit into these tabs. And so I just take 2 of them. The phrase that I used for week 4 says so much love, just because there's a photo on there that's of my daughter and my niece, and so I thought that would be appropriate. And then on week 5, I chose the one that says this is life, and that's obviously a phrase that will work on any week. So once I get these stamped, I just cut them out and then I slip them into the little tab and I call it good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this week turned out. I like the look of it. Like I said earlier, I do wish there was more words. I wish that I got some more stories worked into this week. But I do remind myself often that this is just one little week out of a whole year. And if there was an event that I didn't get into this week, more than likely it's going to happen again at one point this year, and then I will have another opportunity to get that story told in my album. So this is just one little piece of the overall big picture, and I do definitely realize that. So all right, I just wanted to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week. All right, we'll see you later, guys.